Good day, everyone. I'd like to welcome you back to Contemplating Catholicism. I'd like to spend a couple of episodes on my station on the dangers of mixing religion and politics. It seems like a popular thing to do these days, mixing the two, but I believe there's a great danger in it in many different ways. And one of the things that I appreciate in the Catholic Church is that we take a strong stand against priests becoming involved politically. The Roman Catholic Church has a very strong prohibition of priests getting involved in public office. Some of this goes back to 1980 with John Paul II. John Paul II forbid a few different priests from running for election here in America because it was recognized that there's a great danger in this. And I think some of this is reflected in what the Apostle Paul said to Timothy. He said, to satisfy the one who recruited him, a soldier does not become entangled in the affairs of life. There's a separation that needs to be maintained between the priest, the church, and politicians. But there's always the temptation there to assume the role of politics, and the temptation is there on the other side too. The temptation for politicians to want to take over religion. We see that in many parts of the world today where politicians have taken over in this realm of religion. And either extreme is dangerous. And I know that President Trump has an advisory committee consisting of people of a religious backgrounds from different kinds of backgrounds, and they're to advise the president. I wonder, I guess I question how much there's actually advising going on, or is it a way to maybe control religion? Because Trump realized in order to get into office, just like many politicians, that you need to appease the religious people because you need their votes. So the temptation again is to acquiesce as much as possible until you get elected, and that may change after that. But there's a great danger in mixing religion and politics. It was in 1983 that the church in canon law of 285-3 prohibits priests from being involved in public office because the church wants to maintain a separation between church and state. Now, in America, of course, we use that statement differently than what the church means by separation of church and state. Many times, those who subscribe to that here in America want to say, well, the church doesn't have any right to express morals because they're separate from us. We can decide our own morals. It's up to us as politicians to decide morals. No, the church continues to advocate for right morals. But it's dangerous when you combine religion and politics because politics involves separation. And politics has this polarization, one party versus the other party. And if you join either side, you're going to compromise something that we hold to as Catholics. For instance, we may associate with one party because it's strong pro-life stand, and rightly so. The church takes a strong pro-life stand. And we can agree with politicians on that side who are very pro-life. But the church also has a very pro-immigrant stand. Also, for those who are poor and marginalized, we want to speak up for them. And if we have a party that doesn't care about the immigrant or doesn't care about those who are being marginalized in our society by cutting back on funds for the most needy in our culture, we have to speak against that too. So again, it's easy to be polarized one side or the other, but we have to maintain the morals that we believe that God has given to us. And I hope that you'll join me for the next episode. I want to look at the danger of a politician taking over in a religious realm. There's always been great temptations as far as that goes, whether it would be from an emperor or from a president or from someone who was a Führer. It's always been a great danger in a politician wanting to take over religion. And I believe we're going to face that more and more in this country. And we need to be wary of it. The dangers of mixing religion and politics. Of course, in our democracy, we have the right to speak up, to speak our convictions. We hope we can maintain that. We want to have politicians that are concerned about morals of our country. We need politicians to do that. But there's a great danger of becoming polarized one way or the other, where we compromise some of our strong religious convictions. I hope you'll join me as we look the next time. And again, we need to keep praying. Keep praying for our country. Keep praying as we become more and more polarized. Keep praying for our politicians. We are instructed very clearly to pray for those who are over us, that God would continue to grant them what they need so that we may live lives in quiet dignity. Thank you very much for being with me today. I hope you have a great day.